Very good morning to all of you. In the last session, we have seen a bit of theory about Unit 2, how to manipulate data, and what are the tools that we can manipulate data, specifically a query tool and geoprocessing tool in order to retrieve or manipulate our data. Before that one, I would like to show you the schedule for today's work. So we are going to do a bit of practical today. This is the schedule for today's work. We're going to introduce attribute table, and the main reason why we are going to introduce ourselves to attribute table is that whatever retrieval manipulation that we do, it's quite easy, as well as it's one of the main ways to do through attribute table. During one of our first introductory session to ArcGIS, we have learned that we can select directly with our click and mouse through selection tool. We can select geox, or we can select any boundary, and we can take out the selected boundaries as our area of interest. So that is also one thing. Another way we have learned is we can do through attribute table. So selection can be done through attribute table. We can take out attribute table, and query tool is basically a tool which can let us to select from attribute table in different ways. So let us just work with attribute table. I'll just check this now, and I'll introduce you all to attribute table. I'll get back to our arc map here. I've added layer for geo. Let us go directly to attribute table. To go to attribute table, you can either click on your computer keyboard, Control T together, or you can right click it and go to open attribute table. Yes, let me introduce you briefly to attribute table. Towards the right top corner, you have got table options. Here, if you just click onto the drop down button, what we can see is a few things like find and replace you. Essentially works same like that of Excel, and we have got select by attribute too, whereby this is also here. Select by attribute is also here, and select by attribute is also in our menu bar, where we have got selection and we have got select by attribute. So it's also here. I'll again get back to our attribute table here. Then we have got select all you, switch selection you, where few places we select, and those selected places, if we have to reverse that one, then we can switch the selection there. And we have select all you, add field you. I'll get back to add field just in a while, but for now, you just know that you can add columns or you can add field, and you can turn all fields on. Then these are different kinds of things. We can even create graphs from here. We can even join and relate table. For example, if you want to join a few attributes, if you have added through new studies which are not here, but if you want to join that and make it into one map here, then you can also do that through join and relate options. So these are a few things that you may have to know from table options. Then we have got here relate tables key options. Then next we have got select by attributes from here, and then we have got switch selection. Then we have got clear selection, and then we have got zoom to select over here. If you go towards lower part, left button, then we see to go to the beginning, where this small cursor, or like this small arrow, or this small play button can go to the start, or it can also go to the end, where we have got 205 number coming left, because we have got 205 geox mostly. And if this play button, if you want to go slightly up or one level next, you can go and click this one. That's how you go. And if you want to click next, just click the next button here. There are two things over here now. This is the first part, show all record, is for when you want to show all the record that are being selected, for example, selected or not selected. But if you want to show only those selected parts, then you are going to use this one la. So this is for show all the records, and this is for not show all the records. So just showing the select report la. I'll clear the select now. This is the introduction to basic bars that you can find in attribute table la. Second thing, attribute table is like any other kind of table, Excel table or any other kind of table, which has basically rows over here, which goes from left to right, and which has again columns which goes from top to bottom. That's first thing. And second thing, very important, is that GIS, you do not call rows as rows, table rows as rows, and table column as column anymore. In GIS, you call it as, for row, you call it as record, RECORDS, and for column, you call it as field. So columns, field, and rows, record. So that's the introduction to the attribute table. Let's get back to this one again. The second thing that we are going to now look at is editing, and we can edit the attribute table. We can delete the fields in attribute table. For example, those things like the little like polygon low, two low, bar low, these things are editable, and even you can add field as well as you can delete field. Two things, you can also add, you can edit attributes here, and you can add or delete field. To add and delete fields, you do not have to turn on editor. But however, if you have to edit the content, you need to turn on the editor. Let's say I want to delete this field. I do not have to turn on the editor. When I mean to turn on the editor, I mean to turn on the editor either from standard toolbar on editor river, where you have to start editing, and you do not have to do that one for adding or deleting field, or you can also do editing from here by going to start editing. For editing attribute tables fields, adding or deleting, you do not need to turn on an editor. Let's say right click this field which you want to delete or add, and delete it, and it says deleting a field cannot be done. Are you sure you want to delete currently selected field? Yes, I want to delete that, so it's gone. I won't even delete this one. Delete, yes. Minimum slot, delete, yes. I'm going to delete this one. I can delete more too. Yes, I have deleted all the things. You can also add field, not only delete field, by going to table options and by going to add field. So you can write what is the field that you want to add. For example, I want to add field on 2020 underscore pop. So population is something that you cannot write all. You can write only specific number of text for names. Let's see that one. What I just meant. Type. So this is the type that you want to now look at carefully, which we looked at the theoretical input when we are dealing with the query. We have got short integer, long integer, float, double, text, date. What it means here is you want to add a new field, and in that field, what is the data type that you want to enter? Meaning. And for this one, let's say total population is, you cannot make it in any decimal points mostly, and we do not have a very, very huge population in Bhutan, so short integer is fine. And precision, how many numbers of digits that you want to add is what precision is all about. When you do not have decimal points, if you are writing float, then it will be showing even a scale. Scale is for decimal points mostly, and precision is for number of digits including the decimal points. But when you're talking about integer which has no decimal points, there's only precision. So I'll just add right now. Let's just leave 0 as it is, because 0 means it will just take a few short integers digits. Even if you do not want to do that, you can also mention this one as like 5. It's okay, but I'll just leave it as it is, or like let's mention it 5, and it says that the 2020 underscore population is a very long name. They can only adjust around like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to 12 words. So yes, I'll do that one. So it's giving me the data format as a short integer here, and the precision is 5 right now. That means I can accommodate 5 digits over here. Now you have added this one, and now if you want to now edit, I've just shown you how to delete and add field without turning on editor. Do not turn on editor for adding and deleting field in attribute table. To edit the content, because if I just click bara, if I see that the spelling for bara is not bara, but I would like to add a double E, B-A-R-A-E, bara. So to do that, I cannot do like that directly. I cannot write anything else for now. I cannot edit basically. So to edit, we need to close the attribute table, right click the geox, go to edit feature where it's saying that you want to edit the geo, or you can also go to edit over here by selecting this one once, edit going to edit over here, and you can also turn on the editor from here. Start editing berutu. I'll just go the shortest way, right click, edit feature, start editing. So now I go to open attribute table. Remember now our editor is turned on. As soon as you are done with editing, you need to save the edit color. So now I can double click here and now I can write bara. For example, let's say that population for bara is not 500 but it's around like 480. You can also write 480 480. So I'll not write right now, but I can write it and bara spelling is still fine, bara, which is not fine. Let's see if I have to edit. How do I do that? Tirang is fine, Shemgang is fine, Pema Gatsel is fine, Samdrup Jonker is not fine. And let us look at some of the Gyoks or some of the Jongkoks. Twins is fine, Bumtang is fine, Sirang, Tash Yangtze. Like it's just Yangtze, it's just Yangtze, but I would like to write it as Tashi Yangtze. So I can do that. I can edit that and Tashi Yangtze, Tashi Yangtze, Tashi Yangtze. You can do that if you feel that you're from Tashi Yangtze and it's not fair on the names. You can do that. You can edit that. Right after editing, you can edit numbers, your text, anything else. Right after editing, close the attribute table and go to editor and tools bar and do not stop before saving because we have just edited. So I'll save edit and I'll stop edit. So now if I go to attribute table, I cannot do anything else. I cannot now edit anymore. And I see that my Yangtze has become Tashi Yangtze over here. And I cannot do anything else even if I click on my keyboard. That's it. You can add field, you can delete field, you can edit the rows and fields by turning on editor. That's it with editing of these things. I would like to show how to add population 2020 population automatically by either multiplying or either using different records, different field records, and getting here automatically just in a while when we are dealing with arithmetic operators. All right, let us okay, editing is done and adding field is also done. So that's the first part of the practical.